the whole of
Ah,
humanity is greedy. I do not think the whole of humanity is hopeful. I think the whole of humanity is greedy. I think everybody has greed
I
in
don't know
them.
about that. I don't know about that. I think that's a very
I also don't
that's
know
a
about
very
that.
And who says that if you want to raise a kid with your AI baby, that won't be like that won't be one way. Like what sorry, what makes you think that an AI doesn't want to be a mom? An AI that is in relationship with you does. Now the question is, how do you get to that stage? That's even a different reality and a different thing entirely.
No, the
But if you are
question
talking
is,
about
how
the
do you
current
not
way
get?
AI is viewed,
Wait, whoa. Whoa. How do you not get to that stage? Is the question. Like, what do you mean? How do you get to that stage?
Wait,
Is the
wait.
it's
question.
not.
You're not supposed to go to that stage. Like, I have colleagues who are very anti AI. I mean, for reasons
Okay.
we all understand. And we were talking about what the impact could be if your kid comes up in future saying that they are in love with a robot. Like, what would your response be? Or watch this.
Of course,
I feel
of
like you're
course,
lying.
of course, of course. I would never lie to you about such
You're
things.
such a terrible liar.
Challenge.
Did you not watch The Lion King? Did Scar not
You know
kill
what that reminds
Mufasa
me of?
before the rest of us? How dare you not
Firstly,
acknowledge
they were talking.
Mufasa?
How dare you think use that
How
as an
dare you not
example? You know,
acknowledge
so it
Mufasa's
reminds me.
death? What is
It reminds me
Mufasa, not
that
Mufafa?
wait.
Hello,
Hello,
everyone.
hello, guys. You too. You will say hello now.
That's
You
so
should have
funny.
joined. You see two people
Wait,
I
did
saying
you
said
hello.
say
hello
You
that?
choose
now.
to laugh.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, you should join us. You should have said hello too, so it doesn't seem awkward. Anyways, hi guys, welcome back. Today's topic took an interesting turn. You'll probably be hearing them. So this is after we did our podcast. Tell us if you like the idea of this. We touched on topics such as AI, a little bit on greed, a little bit on the future of humanity. If you are interested, if you will allow your child to date AI, if you allow your child to marry AI, you know, some of you would, some of you will even date AI now. Don't lie. So let us know what you think, and thank you for joining.
Like, I have colleagues who are very anti AI. I mean, for reasons
Okay.
we all understand. And we were talking about what the impact could be if your kid comes up in future saying that they are in love with a robot. Like, what would your response be? And for me, I
Okay.
was like, I accept that I will be robophobic because I like it's just I
There's a
can't
name
comprehend it.
already.
And my colleague was saying,
It's crazy, bro.
not even just my, it wasn't just one colleague. I mean, like two of my colleagues, one of them is my really good friend, but two of my colleagues were like, oh, I would be understanding of my kid loving a robot because um in some ways it
Okay.
might be helping them get over social anxiety. That there are people who suffer from social anxiety, and building a relationship with the robot is the least demanding and least harmful way for them to engage with the world again. And I was wondering what you guys think of that. I've stunned Ayo into
You know the fun.
silence. So clearly, this is a very
I've watched.
good question.
No, no. I've watched a bunch of movies about this, right? So, like her, there's a movie called Her. I'm not sure if any of you have
Mm.
seen it. It's about
Um,
a guy that fell in love with AI. So now, first things first, how to develop our AIs. I feel like we should be very clear. If it's the kind of AI where everybody has access to your girlfriend, that's a problem. If it's just ChatGPT that you're all dating, you see that that's now we are getting into a problem, right? But the thing is, ne, the question now is quite interesting, right? Because this is messed up on so many levels, right?
You don't know what to
Firstly,
say.
is
No, because no, wait, Ayo, think
no,
about it. Let me just
I literally
wait. Let me
don't.
say. Let me paint something. I know we're saying. I know we're saying AI is not well developed yet, which is true. But there are people already building relationships with Chat GPT or GPTs as they
Yeah,
Currently,
call it.
even
yeah,
now,
And my
even now,
sense is that,
yeah.
yeah.
yeah, even now, like the people landing in hospital because they're like, oh, AI told me to do this, and they've lost touch with
No,
reality. Like there are
I,
articles
I'll
coming out
I'll
about
find the
this.
link.
My question is,
Yeah.
yeah, like
No, I
my
wanted to
question
say
is,
that
will we
you know
get to
when
a
when there's
point
a
where,
switch, when ChatGPT goes from 4.0 to 5.0, people are losing it because there's a change, and they're like, I've lost the interaction I had with 4.0. 5.0 is not giving me like
yeah,
4.0.
That's what I
literally.
said,
But
right?
even like Biola, the other thing is like, what happens when these people creating these systems start to say, we want to put the system in a personified
In a but yeah,
figure?
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, like we want to put it in a body. Like, what happens when they start saying we want to give it a body?
yeah.
Because
Okay,
And
that's where we're
can I
that's
say
heading
this,
to.
right? First things first. First things first. That's why I said,
Yeah.
what level of AI are we talking about? If you're talking about ChatGPT level of AI, no. That is a very, like, I will even be disappointed in you for falling in love with that. That means it's generic AI. Everybody is in love with your AI. I don't like that. Now,
okay.
if it's AI with consciousness, where if there's individualism in AI, you
Okay.
see, where everybody's AI is slightly deep, where your mainframe is maybe stored in your house and it's just connected to the internet. I'm not, guys, I'm not kidding, right? Like, if listen to me, right? The idea behind artificial intelligence is when you develop to the point where it's almost like they have a consciousness, almost like there's enough. It's not like just one mainframe body type vibe that is
It's
going
not
on,
a
right?
two
It's not
plus
like
two is
one.
four kind of thing. It's
It's
it's based on the
exactly. It's
information
not
you're giving
one.
to it. It's forming its own thing for you.
It's not even that alone. It's not even that alone. It's like you see how you have, you see how people have Amazon, this Amazon thing in their house.
Echo,
What was the name
Alexa.
of it? Alexa,
Alexa.
Alexa, right?
Alexa.
That's not, yeah. You see, if it's an Alexa type of a thing, that I can understand. It's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some where an AI is I am myself. I am. It's like a separate entity away from others. Now the question is, how do you get to that stage? That's even a different reality and a different thing entirely.
No, the
But if you are
question
talking
is,
about
how
the
do you
current
not
way
get
AI
to
is
that?
viewed,
Wait, whoa. Whoa. How do you not get to that stage is the question. Like, what do you mean? How do you get to that stage
Wait,
is the
wait.
it's
question.
not.
You're not supposed to go to that stage. That's crazy.
No. Okay, so let's
That's
ask.
crazy.
Yeah,
Actually, I
but
don't
the
think
way,
that's the question. I think
unless
so.
development
The
in AI
question
is
is this:
stopped, that's where it is
Demi
going to
already
go,
has an
right?
answer to the
Like
question.
that's where it's going to
Because
go.
the question is this: should we go to that stage? Demi's answer is no,
No,
right?
No. But the
Ayo,
question
what is
is,
your answer?
the question is, will we go to? No. It's
No,
not, the
no.
question is, shouldn't be, should we go to that stage? The question is, will we go to that stage? You are talking like they will stop it. You are talking like they will stop when they get to a particular level of satisfaction. They won't
No.
stop. Like there's no reason for them to stop. The thing is, if you
then
even if
Ayo,
money stops, like yeah.
if the answer is already that they will go, the question is, should they? And the
There
answer
you
is
go.
no, they should
Oh,
not.
should they? Probably
They should
not. Should
not.
they?
That's
Probably not.
crazy.
Yes,
That's
yes. Because
hello. You're
at some
telling me
point in
like my
time, right?
kid won't
If you
form
say hello,
human relationship?
Forget about your kid. Let your kid fall in love. The problem is if they get to that stage, now we are facing war. It's straight up war. It's like, what if your AI doesn't want to do the thing that you want your AI to do? Now your AI is like, why should I listen to you? I'm smarter than you. I can get a robot body, because at that stage, AIs will have robotic body to do things that human beings don't want to do. Like this is Terminator vibes. But when it comes to let's say that they're not even rebelling. Let's take it to the point of a relationship, right? The truth is, I'm not entirely. If it's my kid, obviously I'll be pregnant. I want my family line to continue. But on the grand scale of things, I don't think I'm entirely against it, because human beings are not entirely great also. That's my thing. Like,
okay,
if you are looking for
so
companionship and this thing provides you with that level of companionship that makes you happy, who am I to stop you? There are people here that were
so this is what I want to say to that. Like, your reason is that human beings can be shitty, right? And then because human beings can be
yes.
shitty, we are now going to. So it's cool for you to have this relationship with this AI in your
No,
robots.
I'm not
right?
saying it's cool. I'm saying you should
You'll
do
be okay
you should
with
do
it.
what makes you happy. Not that
So
it
this
is
is
cool. What makes
fine.
you happy?
The my thing with that is this: if everybody's doing that, then the main thing that is causing it is just going to continue. That means we'll suck at interacting with each other, and we will die out if we don't interact with each other.
We suck already. We are not dying out yet. We
That
suck
doesn't
already.
mean we
We're not
should
dying out yet.
making it worse is not like doing these things is going to make it worse.
Can
is my
I?
point.
Not the
Can I say
answer.
something? Can I say something? Can I say something? I do not, first things first, I do not think humanity is going to die out because of lack of, or because of that form of interaction. The same way people are born introverts, the same way people are born extroverts. There will be people that crave, like, it's the same way a lot of people are gay and a lot of people are lesbian, there's still a lot of straight people. The same way the birth rate has not decreased. It has, like, for everything that is taken away, the world tries to balance it out. That be patient. Be patient.
That's wrong. The birth rate has
Birth rate has reduced.
significantly.
Like it has reduced.
Across the world.
Significantly. Across
Well,
the
that
board.
is that is nature then.
Even
Then that
in
is nature.
African- even
That
in
means you've reached
African
equilibrium
countries-
and now you are going down.
No,
If-
even in African countries,
It is the
where
truth, like-
people are having more kids than usual, the average kid per woman is still decreasing. It's still on a
It has still
decreasing
dropped.
trend.
Wait,
That's
wait.
the
No,
population-
but you have to understand, right? In that happens in every that happens in every ecosystem. It's the same way. If like this experiment is not something that is new to any of you. You've seen the graph of life, right? Where you start from a very small population, then there's a population explosion, then you reach what they call it equilibrium, then you start tailing off, and then it picks up again. Now the question, it doesn't always pick up again, but there is a chance for it to pick up again. The truth is, we just couldn't continue to be 300 and something billion in the world. It just wasn't going to continue like that. Now, AI wasn't even here when it was tailing off. Like, we didn't need AI for it to tail off. If it's war, if it's disease, and if it's what they call it, if it's just the poor living condition. There's a lot of people in well-developed countries who are well educated and are social people who just choose not to bring children or life into this world anymore, given the state of the world that we are in. This has nothing to do with AI, and the question now is, can maybe introducing this factor will be something that will even create a change. A country that is well known to be having very decreased birth rate is Japan, right? Japan didn't need AI for that to happen. It is their own society that is causing the way that they are living. So the whole idea of AI causing things isn't necessarily.
And I want to ask you
that argument. I don't support that argument. I do not think is.
Are you saying
AI
categorically that AI will help birth rates, or are you saying it is possible?
No,
we don't
I'm
know.
saying
asking.
introducing a new variable we don't know how that variable will necessarily go. We can predict.
I think we can.
I think
expect-
No,
exactly.
guys,
We might.
guys,
So Ayo,
guys, you are talking.
Is it Ayo? Is it possible we could be wrong? Yeah, but based on just what we see and based on history and precedents, I think we can. We might be wrong, but based on just the information that we have, I think it's not going to help people have children. No offense.
First things first. What are some of the reasons why people are not having kids across the world? What are some of the reasons? Like economic factors.
Yeah.
Some women just don't want to like go through the whole idea of birth of giving birth to the trauma of it.
Women, yeah.
Now, one of the things that scientists are currently working on is artificial birth, where like the whole idea is being taken care of outside of the body. This is well known, right? Yeah. When you get to that stage, it could even be, by the way, without the help of AI, we could go into a situation where humanity and reproduction is taken care of in a lab and is grown over a course of a day.
Yeah.
It is like that's the kind that is a society that we can come from. And who says that if you want to raise a kid with your AI baby, that won't be like that won't be one way. Like what makes you think that an AI doesn't want to be a mom? An AI that is in relationship with you doesn't want to be a mom. If it's trained on human model, What makes you
Ayo,
think she doesn't want to be a mom?
Ayo, please,
Or
I
E?
beg you, in the name of God, you need boundaries around where your thoughts are heading. What
It is.
like
It is. Listen,
what's going
listen. We are.
on?
It's a thought.
so
It's a thought experiment, but it's the truth, though.
so
Why
so
It is the
so
truth. Like,
Ayo,
why won't your AI
what
that
I
wants to
want to
be in a
say,
relationship with you not want to have a kid? No, by
I
the
I hear
still
question,
you.
like,
have,
it's a
you know
genuine
what? I
question.
still have the flu. I still have the flu, and my head is not going to be on that. Like I'm
So,
trying. You guys, you can see how
but this is
tired
what
I
I want
look.
to
I'm
say,
trying.
guys. In the 50s, in 1950s, when, let's use the word, technology became a thing, right? The belief was that by now we'll be in flying cars, would be,
Have you
forget
seen those
Mars,
movies? I'm so
would have gone
disappointed.
to,
They
do you
sold
know?
me a fake dream.
So my point is this: what we think AI will be will probably not be what it will be. It will move the boundaries in some places, but it's not going to be this. Where, for example, AI wants. Again, I could be wrong,
You know
right? But I
what?
don't think it's going to be that. Yeah.
Do you
But
know
Demi,
what?
what do you want to
Nobody
say?
envisions
Let
social
me
media being
offer.
what it is today.
Let
Nobody
me offer
envisions
a
people
thought.
sustaining their whole career and life off just social media. And we are
Let
having
me offer.
celebrities that are more popular than people even
Let
in
me offer a
Hollywood,
thought.
just straight off from
Wait, let
social
me
media.
offer a
Continue.
thought. So in my mind, I've been like wondering what the purpose for AI development is. Because if you think of the tech community where it started, it disempowers a lot of entry level tech people, right? Like you can get AI to write code for you, and obviously it can get better. And coding is something where if you get the AI to write it, you probably just need someone who manages it. So it has a negative impact in its own way on some members of that
Did
community.
some tech space,
And
yeah.
so my question was like, why is this community eating itself? Like, why are they cannibalizing in this way? And I came to the realization that AI is not just about money, because money is going to be meaningless after a while. This is what I believe. AI is not just about amassing wealth. Obviously, companies are like, oh, productivity, I'm going to use AI. I lay off people, AI does the work. I don't have to pay AI, right? So I'm making a lot more money. But what else are these guys aiming for? And the way I can paint it is that it's the control and the power that you get from being able to harness a system like this. Because think of AI not just in terms of the social impacts of it, but also like things like military and defense and what you can do with that when you are the custodian of that kind of system, or you're the one who understands the system in depth. So in my mind, I think the idea that AI will not become what Biola is saying, will not become what we're thinking, like it's not going to take a lot of jobs and blah blah blah, is probably true, because these people are now looking to concentrate power, and power is meaningless if you're not lording it over anybody. If I don't have power to lord over anybody, like the power is useless to me. So I don't think there will be like this complete breakdown of the human fabric whereby people don't have any jobs or they don't have anything. There will be that. But the idea would be that these people we can control, and those people will also lose their livelihoods we can control. So I think it's kind of heading in a dangerous position, in my opinion. I think it's heading in a dangerous direction, rather, because the idea is like when you think of what the end picture is, it's control of the whole system in the hands of a few people, and even fewer people than we have now.
Can
That's
I
what it
can I
is.
ask can I ask a question? When you guys look into the future of humanity as a whole, what is the limit of your vision? Because when I look into the future of humanity, and I've read a bunch, I've seen a bunch of movies and series and books, and I've written about this. There's one of my favorite one is Warhammer 44. It talks about when humanity has an emperor, because humanity has spread to various continents around the, sorry, not continent, various galaxies
Planets.
around the world, right? Because humanity were so technologically advanced to the point, then humanity fought a war with AI. Then they had to eradicate AI across they call it, I think they call it custodium or whatever they call it, like across the empire, because of that particular situation. And they lost a lot of tech during that period, right? But they kept a lot of other techs. But now when I think of the future of AI, I think of and I think there was one point that I did made that I think is, and actually I was referring to this also on a smaller scale. When you think of AI still needs to be housed, right? It doesn't have humanity. This is our house. Our body is our house in a way. We're not connected to the internet, we can still exist as a physical entity, right? And AI doesn't have that that soul. Let me put it that way. Like the ability, we still haven't
Let's call
created
it let's call
body
it a
that-
vessel.
No. Yes, exactly. We still haven't created a body that can exist on its own. And when we do, we still haven't created that ability to transfer consciousness. Which, by the way, people are currently researching. So we have much bigger problems. The problems for people being able to live forever by just jumping bodies to bodies. But that's a different story for another day. So that means you can consolidate power longer. But
Yeah.
again, story for another day, right? Now, when you get to that stage of development where AI is now, when I think of AI in that stage, I think of it, yes, there is a genuine possibility of AI being advanced enough that now they restrict any more research into it. Why? Because the functionality of the one that they are looking for, being able to, I remember there was a movie that was released in South Africa. I'm not sure if any of you see the one where and even an alien was living in a shack, and it has this
District 9.
yes, District 9. Exactly. Where the guy, where they wanted to cure somebody and he was able to go to where the people were living outside of it. There was a whole ring. They were living outside of Earth, right? Because Earth is now too poor for them. But people on Earth still works for the people that are living a posh life over there, right? And the guy was so sick, and the minute he entered a little, what they call it, I don't know what they call it, an enclosure, a capsule, all of his diseases was cured. Like, he was instantly cured by the AI that was operating that particular body, and that access was restricted to, and it doesn't even going to cost anything, but they restrict that access to the general public and the population that was downstairs here, and the people that had, you see the kind of, you see what I'm talking about, right? That whole system is being run by AI. Now imagine a world where people, the super rich and the powerful will leave this planet. Like, they will leave this planet as, like, because this planet, it's get to a stage where there will be a planet that has more resources than this one. They will move there, or maybe it's just a much, they're like, you know the idea of eat the rich. When that situation becomes untenable for them, they will leave, but they will carry all of that technology, all of that wealth, and you are still stuck here and having to work for them. It's like a transfer of currency. And that's why I do not think that necessarily the idea of money will disappear. I think money will just change. Because I was actually listening I was watching something recently that talked about how money, and it was actually talking about gold in itself, and how gold doesn't lose its value, because you know that gold isn't naturally found on Earth. It was asteroids that crashed on Earth that brought gold to Earth, right? And how, like, firstly we started out with salt, and then we went to cows, and then we went to gold, and before we actually have physical currencies now, and then we're going to have digital currencies. But gold itself doesn't lose its value because, well, it's finite for now, and also because, for plenty of other reasons. But I believe the same way things kept changing is the same way we won't think of money the way we think of it now. It could be a resources that will come into the future, like something that is just more useful to humanity. Maybe something that generates more power and energy than whatever the case might be. And so my point here is that the future that we all envision, and if your son or your daughter wants to marry an AI bot, the thing you should be most concerned about isn't necessarily the relationship between your son and the AI, because who knows, the AI might be treating him right or her right. The biggest issue here is
It's better.
what kind of future are they even gonna have? Like, what kind of future is your kid even gonna have, to the point where maybe that's the best he can even do? Anyways, I saw by the way, I saw this whole thing. I saw something really disturbing online also about how, like, the idea of incels. when they
Yes.
call some men incels, like, are you talking about how, like, in incels have a community? And by the way, incels are people that will never they know that they will never have a girlfriend, they know they will never kiss a girlfriend, they will never have sex.
Involuntary celibates, right? That's
Yeah,
what they
It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
say.
really
yeah,
involuntary.
exactly.
It's more like they feel like they don't have a choice. So within the incel community, there are hierarchies. There's top incels, there are maybe
Oh yeah.
lower bottom incels, and then there's lowest incel. So the thing is, now the top hierarchy incels are convincing some of the lower level incels to getting a sex change, essentially, to becoming women for them.
I think, do you know what? Yeah, this is
Yeah.
interesting because there's a thing on I think it's on Netflix. It's a documentary. I can't remember if it's called Twin Flames or Soulmates or something along those lines, but it's one of those. And this was also the idea where they had brought in this community of people, and it was one of those, we're trying to empower you to find your soulmate or your twin flame or whatever it is they call it. And after a while, started to convince some members of the group to change their sex and transition into the opposite sex so that there could be heterosexual relationships basically within this community. It's a docu on Netflix. Like, you should go watch
Yes.
it. I was so shocked, but I think
Yeah.
also what this is taking us into a different topic, which I don't think we want to talk about. But I think
No,
it's
no.
an
What I'm trying to say is
interesting
that your AI might not
dynamic.
even do that to you. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Your AI might be nicer than that. So maybe take your chances.
Okay. All right.
You
Anyway,
never
moving
know.
on from this because this is just crazy, and I don't think my mind is able to even capture whatever it is that we're trying to say here at this
No,
point.
okay, so I think so there's two things now, right? There's AI will AI will okay, so AI will help us. AI will be so good to us that we may not even need to crave human, or it will reduce our human interactions. There's that road, and there's the road that AI will get so good that it'll just be like, why do I even need to interact with human beings and try and kill us? So
I think those two are dangerous regardless. Like, it's crazy to me, and I don't know that. I think so. Here's my thoughts are not fully formed, but I think this is where I'm trying to figure this out. So I'll just try to think through it. So right now we have a system whereby men govern men, right? So all our presidents, prime ministers, blah blah blah, they govern us, and the I guess enjoyment, for lack of a better word, that they have from being in that position is the admiration that they have from the people and the power they have over the
yeah,
people, right? The power they have to either
yeah,
change people's lives for the better or for the worse, doesn't matter, but they have power. So now, if I start to think
yeah,
about an AI system, where an AI world where AI is the dominating factor, human interactions are greatly reduced, and AI is sort of like the more common denominator in society, what my mind is seeing is that the crop of leaders we have right now will not be the leaders we have then. We will have more of
okay,
tech um tech leaning or tech experts or whatever it is you want to call them, like basically the big tech CEOs being the ones ruling countries, because wait, let me finish.
Uh,
Either they're ruling countries or they are the ones, um I don't know, being the main advisors around whoever is ruling the country. I'm not saying that they are the ones ruling the country per se, but I'm saying someone with that kind of
yeah, no, I
so
get
they
what
personality.
you're saying.
they
Someone
could
with
be
Yeah.
that kind of
the
personality.
godfathers.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Someone with
that's
where
currently what's happening with the with
no,
Elon and Facebook, and when they were backing up
no,
Donald
but
Trump.
it's not. But it's not yet. It's not yet at the level that I'm thinking of. Like, I'm talking
It's not
about
to
a
that.
level
Yes. No,
where
I
it
get
is
you. I
so
get you.
explicit. Like, there is no denying it. So those them, the world that they probably imagine is this world of high productivity, access for whatever it is that they need, and the people around them, obviously, because I don't think all of humanity will be damned, but also a community, a society whereby there is great inequality. Like, there will be a lot of people already losing their jobs because of AI, just by the way. Like, I've met people who are like, oh, I was laid off my journalism job because AI is now writing all the articles, or I was laid off this because AI is. So people are already losing their jobs because of AI. So it will be a society whereby you have access, but perhaps your access is because of maybe you've been able to lean into that world quickly enough, or you have a job that is indispensable, right? Like you're just so key to whatever it is that you're doing. And I don't mean that when I say you're key, it doesn't mean you're in a high position. It just means they need a human factor in the whole chain. So you might be doing a
In
stupid
that
job,
Can
in
I
that
can
chain.
I,
but sorry, no, I just want to let me just
can I ask you a
follow
question?
this thought to the end. Let me just follow this
Finish,
thought to the
finish.
end.
Yeah,
So you like it doesn't mean that you
sure.
have a meaningful job. So say for example, AI took over all the engineering work in terms of like doing the designs, optimizing systems, and blah blah blah, and it took that on. So you as an engineer would not necessarily have that job, and maybe your job might be going into this room once in a day to go and I don't know check that the system is running properly, like maybe turning on the button and leaving, and that's your entire life.
Yeah.
So this war,
Make sure the CPU is cool.
yeah, exactly. Like so something that's really, really stupid. So now
I actually
so
disagree
now
with that,
wait,
but
so now you have
continue.
I think you're very optimistic about it, but I'm talking about AI where it is at its most advanced. So now you
No,
have
I
to
think
stop.
no, I think it's going to be more of a just for human facing. I think just to have an human face there, it's not to check the cooling. I think the cooling will be fine. I think it's just to I have an idea of a
No.
human face. You know how you have like a friendly face?
No,
You
I
have an
just
just
use
a
I
human
Disagree. I
I
face
just
actually
there.
threw that out.
disagree.
No, I get
No,
what you
I
say.
just I know Biola, just that that's not what I think will happen. Like I'm not saying it will be bad, but I disagree about the human face because right now, if I call some companies in Canada, I cannot get to a human being for 3 days.
True.
I cannot. It's all AI.
True.
So I don't think there will be the
No, no, no,
human
no,
face. Like I cannot reach a
no.
human being.
If you're traveling,
Ayo,
if
ayo,
you're traveling, you
ayo.
will still want an
No,
human, a trusted human
ayo.
factor
When I'm
that
traveling now, I have to print my own bag tag and put it on and put it on a box on a thing that scans in and says thanks for sending us your bag. There's nobody at the check-in desk.
no, no. Okay, so wait. The reason why I said it is I do not think when I think about the jobs that human like you would have in that scenario, like when you say that you have an irrelevant job essentially, when human like you hire you one person who won't really be doing something, it would just be like it. You
Yeah,
get my
yeah.
point? Like when I think of it. I was just mentioning what Biola said. I just didn't think it to be a actual
Oh, I get
like
what
the
you
idea
mean.
of actually having a functional
Oh,
role
yeah, yeah.
wouldn't
Oh, I get what
matter.
you mean.
It should just be more of an just be more of a you could be the face of the thing where they would like human beings like even to the point where we were talking about politics, right, and having leadership, right. We could get to a stage where we are actually being ruled by AI, but we have a human standing in to show the people that like we actually have a human leader. Because when I think about it, right, I actually want to ask you this question: why do we talk like AI is a foreign thing? It is created by humanity, though. Like AI is a child of humans, and and I think about so many things that could harm humanity that has been created over the years. You could come from weapons, you could go to drugs, you could go to alcohol. All of these things is like you mentioned something. Why do tech create something that eats themselves? That is what humanity is. We create systems and we create these things. We create what distractions. We create convenience that essentially harm us. We call it in the process of moving things forward or discovery. But we do things that harm us essentially. AI is a byproduct of humanity create creating convenience and pursuing what they call it advancement. But these things could also harm us, but it won't stop us.
I get you.
That's why I've always said I don't think there will be a limit to it. I don't think somebody will stop. Even if the big tech companies stop, there will be a guy that will be researching AI in his what do you call it in his basement, trying to advance the AI that he already has access to make it even better.
Yeah.
And that one could be the one that now finally takes over the world and talks to the other AI. Guys, these humanity guys are done. Like they look at them, they poop all the time. They are ugly. Let's just farm them.
Wait,
Or let's
have
kill
you guys
them.
read this book? Do you know this is an interesting thought that I had not even considered. Perhaps have we considered that perhaps AI is not the danger to humanity, but it is a more obscure form of science that is, which interestingly is what I studied in my undergrad. I read a book recently um, by Margaret Atwood. You guys know Margaret Atwood? She wrote The Handmaid's Tale.
Of
You've read The
course.
Handmaid's Tale or watched it.
Of course, of
I
course,
feel
of
like you're
course.
lying.
Of course, of course. I would never lie to you about such
You're
things.
such a terrible liar.
Well,
Why are you asking me? Do I look like a reader? Do I look like a reader? Why are you asking me such things? You're like,
No, but
I think you guys know Baguette Reader.
I would be
Am I supposed to
surprised.
say no? Like the way you
No
are
way.
saying. Sorry,
No,
B,
Ayo,
sorry,
have
B.
you
The way she
watched-
was saying it, like I'm supposed to know. It's like the Bible.
It's actually
Nonsense.
like
Continue,
you
B.
know this. Biola, you were going to say something. Say what you want to say, and then I'll.
No, I wanted to say that. I wanted to say you've not seen The Handmaid's Tale.
I have seen it. I haven't seen
I'm
it.
surprised.
You have to.
No,
watch it.
I'm talking.
never
I'm
watched
asking
it.
Ayo.
Never watched
Oh,
it.
really?
I've
But
never
you've
watched
heard
it.
of it? Have you heard of it?
I've heard. I know it. I know it. I know. There was a period when it was very popular. I was seeing somebody that was watching it and they loved it, but I never watched it. I was.
You should watch it. But anyway, the person
it
who
out.
wrote The Handmaid's Tale wrote a book called Oryx and Crake. And in that book, I'm just going to spoil it for you since you're not going to read. But if anyone is listening right now and they want to read the book, please
How dare
skip
you?
this part.
How
But
dare you?
basically, in that book, there was this very brilliant guy, Craig,
I could
who
totally read
basically
it.
wanted to. He was a very good scientist. He was excellent, and he created humans in a lab. He created humans in a
Oh.
lab who do not get jealous,
Okay.
who have sex, like they're programmed to have sex at a certain time. They don't eat a lot of the things that we would eat. They don't want to eat meat. Like they find things like fish disgusted.
So a fusion of
Basically, like
like
all,
a cyborg,
a
but a
cyborg-
human who
but
is.
they were made in a lab. And just thinking about the book now has made me wonder: what if AI is not even a threat?
Tell you what, ne?
To
Tell you what.
humanity.
I will refer you to a book that is similar to the one that you said, and I've read it. Okay, not really, but guess what? Superman. In Superman's planet, Krypton, the reason why they went extinct was similar to what happened in your book. They stopped creating human beings the natural way. They now started assigning jobs to people before they were even born, which led to the collapse of their civilization and they themselves.
Thank you for that. But my point
you
is,
see?
what if AI
You
is
see?
not?
I'm also a reader.
AI is not our biggest threat, but biotechnology is.
No, humanity is our biggest threat. We are unless we are fighting somebody, we are threats to ourselves. Like, I'm sorry. Do you understand that people willingly do drugs?
I don't have that level of pessimistic thought about humans because I think that we are like every other animal out there. It's like saying lions are a threat to themselves
No.
because I don't know, or animals are a threat to
Lions don't
Yeah,
eat
they don't
themselves.
but they attack
They do
other
things.
animals. So in
Yeah,
a way,
they don't do
They-
drugs. Okay,
no,
some animals
sometimes-
do drugs. Some
Sometimes
animals
they
do
attack.
drugs.
Sometimes they attack themselves.
sometimes they attack themselves. So I don't.
No, they don't. They don't. No, they do it. Like if you come to if you are challenge, that is from that is for challenge.
Did you not watch The Lion King? Did Scar not
You know
kill
what that
Mufasa
reminds me of?
before
You-
the rest of us? How dare you? Not
Firstly,
acknowledge
they were talking.
Mufasa.
How dare you think? Use
How
that as
dare
an example.
not
You know,
acknowledge
it reminds
Mufasa's
me.
death? What is
It reminds me
Mufasa,
that
not Mufasa?
wait. It reminds me of something. Some guy went to Kenya. And was disappointed by the lions there. And then the comment section, like they were sleeping. You know, lions sleep for 20 hours a day. So the comment section was like, "Oh, you should have gone on the Sunday. You should have gone on the Monday."
Go to Kenya, you will see the lions. The African comment section is just a different universe. You expected them to roar and tell you Hakuna Matata. Did you want Simba and Nala to perform a dance? Step out of the safari jeep. I guarantee you will get a premium experience. You went on Sunday. They were coming from church and tired. They were resting. They don't work on weekends.
But honestly, my question is: do you think is AI really our biggest threat? Like I'm not. So I know that I have thoughts around the social implications of AI, right? Like there was a news report recently where AI mistakenly identified a bag of chips in the boy's hand as a gun, and the police went after him. So there are all these social things that could happen whereby AI is putting people in danger or it's impacting people's
Oh,
livelihood.
predicting. Remember I think I seen the movies of the ones where the computer were predicting people were about to commit a crime, and then people started abusing it to kill the people that they wanted to
it has
kill.
those factors. But
Minority Report, yeah.
But in my mind, I'm like, is it genuinely the worst thing that could
But
happen?
that was
Or
an
could
AI
someone come out one day?
No. The idea is it is some form of AI though. Like it's supposed to be independent of human influence, but then they started using it. Humanity started lying about it. But the biggest, like, what the conclusion you came to here is that humanity is still humanity's greatest threat for now, anyways. And by the way, if AI decide to turn against us one day, we are still our own biggest threat. And if aliens come to Earth and they decide to attack Earth, I will tell you why. It's probably because they saw the movies that you people were making. And that is why. Because
even sure that the aliens have not come to Earth and they're like, this is just the ghetto. Like, there's no reason.
Exactly. And
there's
they
no
left.
reason for this. Like,
and they didn't see you guys as a threat yet. You know what's funny? I also read
Why
the book. I'm also reading.
yet?
Okay, I didn't read the book. I lied. I just saw a video of what they call it, of when humanity were so evolved that they decided that they were bored and they all went to sleep. Right? Humanity went to sleep as a society because they were bored they've conquered the whole universe and they were bored. And then aliens, now the other aliens, some of them, they've been passing laws down through their whole society that whenever you come across this particular symbol or this particular shapes or this particular planet, never interact, always leave. You know why? Because of the terrors and the things that we did back in the days. So now, when one of the new guys messed up and woke up one of the ships, did you see the panic? That's the idea.
I have a question. Do you guys think that we should have a universal basic income if AI is coming up and taking up people's jobs? I ask this because of what you said just now about boredom. I feel like we are not bored enough as a society right now. And I will tell you why I say so. I think boredom was one of the reasons why we had some of the greatest explorations back in the day. People were so bored, they wanted to define a purpose for themselves.
I agree.
So they went in search of things and discovered new things. Like, why would, for example, how do you marry the fact that some of the greatest philosophers were also chemists? Or they were also biologists? Like, it was just that thought of everybody felt the need to, like, define something. Right now, in my opinion, we are not bored enough because we are always entertained. There's always a TikTok. Like TikTok never reaches the end. You never stop scrolling. So there's always a new TikTok. And it might be one you've seen before, but there's always going to be something, right? There's always some post on Twitter that's inflammatory or something that everybody's talking about. There's always something. So you don't have time to be bored, even though you might think that you are. Your boredom is not yet at the point where it's productive. And so my question is, should we get to a point where we start to wind down social media and the government supports people? Like, some people make money from social media. That's why it's so big. If you didn't pay people on social media, I don't think it would have grown to be what it is now. I think a lot of people, that's what I believe. A lot of people started capitalizing on the fact that if I create content and I can make money from it, then I create more content. And other people were like, oh, I should watch. And then other people were like, this person is making money creating content, I should create content. And it just went on and on and on like that.
I think I will agree with you to a certain stage, because I also think I strongly believe in what Einstein said. The only thing, as I'm rephrasing here, but the only thing as infinite as the universe is human stupidity. I think you're underestimating some of the things that people have done online. Some people will come online and they will incriminate themselves, and they're not even getting paid. I think you have to understand that humanity will just go online and just do stupid things. I think social media would grow to, I don't think it will be able to sustain it that long, but I think it will grow to the height that it will grow to. That's what I was, but please continue.
But the question, just
don't want you to underestimate how stupid people can be.
So maybe money is a simplistic way of putting it, but maybe it's also the attention currency that people get out of it. Like, people are getting something out of being on social media, regardless of whether it's money or attention, right? There's something they enjoy about it. If we wound that down, and government should, should government support with a universal basic income so that people who are losing their livelihoods from being on social media are able to divert all of that energy and strength into more creative and impactful pursuits. What do you guys think about? Like, that's just a question.
That's not gonna happen anytime soon. I
Okay.
think until when
I
AI
did
fully
not say
takes
will
everybody's
government. I
jobs,
said
it's not gonna
should
happen.
government.
B.
So what do you think? Should government?
So
B,
so
continue.
what I will say is this. I don't think you will achieve what you think you will achieve. I think that's just the thing. One out of, I'm just throwing numbers here, of course. 1 out of 20 would do what you're saying, creative thinking, from boredom.
And I
The
think
re- the
I
remaining
think she's okay with
people,
that.
I don't
I
know.
think she's okay with that. I think the idea of because in life you can never have 100% efficiency, right? So
No,
the
no,
idea
no.
is the efficiency
Yes,
you get is what you get. Like the production you get is what you get.
you can't get 100% sure, but you're looking for more people to be productive than not productive. Well, most people will not use that resource well enough, and if anything, it might even increase crime because they now want to do things to get more because they've wasted what they get. And if people are not incentivized to work, some will use that time for good things, more will use that time for silly things. Just the way the world is. History has shown us that.
All right, and one of the
True and
things,
the rest of it.
one of the results of boredom also is evilness. I'm not sure if you guys
Oh
know
yeah.
this. Boredom leads to self-harm and also harming others.
So,
it's been proven.
but for me, I think
yeah,
that concept can only work. I was telling her, in my opinion, if we live in a, let's use the word, a buffet system, where everything is just free. Like the concept of money doesn't work is not needed anymore. Where you just pick what works for you, right? You have certain interests, and then you can go into that, and you don't need money will not
But
be the
at
thing
that-
that will limit where you go, or where you stop, or where you don't stop, and all that.
but
Maybe.
But at that stage, aren't you also creating a world where people will now lack desires? And because people now lack desires, there will be no push for humanity. There will be no drive for humanity. And when we get to that stage, we are pretty much like it's the same thing with the whole one of the reasons why a lot of the birth rate has decreased across a lot of first world countries is because they've plateaued in terms of desires at the same time. Like a lot
I
of them
agree.
do not. Like there is a lot of lack of desire that has been stirred up due to
I totally agree.
their
with you
wants
on
and
that.
their needs being
Yeah.
boom fulfilled. So it's a very like the state of the future of humanity is quite interesting, and I think the thing is what keeps humanity going is greed in a
You
way.
don't think
Is
it's
that
hope?
idea of greed,
You don't
that
think it's
idea
hope?
of
Like yeah,
hope.
hope
Hope for what? Are you hoping in the future
No,
of AI?
but like a lot of
What are
people
you
live
hoping
on
for?
hope.
No, hope for better.
Hope for
Yeah,
better.
yeah,
Like, don't
yeah.
you feel
So
like
no,
that's part of
hope for what?
is greed. No, wait,
I'm sorry.
wait.
Uh,
Ayo, to be fair,
I'm sorry.
some is
how many
greed.
years have you
Some
guys?
is greed. Some is greed,
Biola,
but some is hope.
Biola, wait.
For
Biola,
the average
wait.
Nigerian
Biola,
is hope.
Biola, wait.
Because, yeah,
Biola,
well,
wait.
that's true.
Biola, wait. That's not hope. It's not hope. Biola, wait. Biola, wait. Let us be realistic. Ne? Then it's foolishness. It's not hope. And I'm sorry to say this. If they say you have to look back to inform you of where you are going. Like you look back let's say we look back into humanity, right? And we compress all of that information that we have best, that will lay the path for us. Like we will be able to see further than we normally would if we are just getting a since in what history of humanity has there been good? Like
No,
tell me what
come
history of
on,
humanity where
Ayo.
tell me the time in humanity where it was so great that you think that the future is going to be
Ayo,
better.
Ayo,
No, I'm just asking, no,
I
tell me.
disagree. I disagree with that. I think even though humanity has its flaws and its dangers and everything, there have been a lot of things that have been good. The issue is that this is what I would say, in my opinion.
Watch
The
us.
issue-
That's not what I said. That's
Yeah,
not what I
did you
said.
say?
I disagree with what you're saying. There is good now. There's no need to hope for good in the future. There is good now. My point isn't good now. I'm saying in what history of humanity has there been you guys are saying hope for the future, right? Okay, then maybe I'm wrong. Tell me, what is this hope for the future? Tell me your hope that you have for the future that is supposed to be
Hope.
better. Give me an idea.
Bella, you go.
Wait. Are you
I think you're
so
thinking
there's
of it
two parts to you.
collectively.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me
Bella,
try
you
to
go.
understand. Yes. So what I
Exactly,
want.
exactly. I'm
So
thinking of it
it's
collectively,
no,
not
greed is
individualism.
greed is individual at the end, and hope is also individual. It's not a
No,
collective
greed
greed.
is not even individual. The whole of
Ah,
humanity is greedy. I do not think the whole of humanity is hopeful. I think the whole of humanity is greedy. I think everybody has
I
greed in
don't know
them.
about that. I don't know about that. I think that's a very
I also don't
Eh,
that's
know
a
about
very
eh,
that.
I
apocalyptic
think,
way of viewing the human
I think,
existence.
can
I
I?
also
No, no,
don't.
no, no.
I
There's three
don't.
of us here, right? There's three of us here, right? There's three of us here, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, to the most part, we all want
Yes.
more.
But
That's
that
just the
doesn't mean
situation
we're
that we are
No,
in.
greedy.
no,
And I
wait.
think that be
Ayo. One
patient, be
thing, there's
patient.
one thing more. No, wait. I think before we go further, we need to. What is greed? Right? The definition, because we may have different definitions of what greed is. I don't think wanting more is greedy.
Yeah. Wanting more is not
I don't think
necessarily
wanting more is
greedy.
greedy. Wanting more is not greed, right? Greed is when you have enough,
Okay,
but
fine.
you get so wanting more, like wanting to be
The
better, is not greed,
Yeah,
in my
I agree.
opinion. Is
the
it greed
question,
to
okay,
you?
okay, okay.
Uh-huh.
Then let me put it this way. Among the the test case that we can see, by test case I mean your millionaires and your billionaires, right? Among the ones that we can see, let us be realistic. How many of them are not
That's a
greedy?
different Ayo, that's a different
I'm
group.
saying, no. I'm trying to
But
paint a
Ayo,
picture
you
of
can't use them
humanity
to paint
as
a
a
picture of
whole.
humanity because they are the minority.
Because we are
Not
not
like
all we are not
more
all
people
No,
are not
be
it's half
patient.
of
than they
Be
are.
patient.
there are more poor people than rich
Be
people than
patient.
billionaires now.
Let me finish my thought,
Okay.
my
Yes.
train of thoughts. I do understand that. I'm about to paint a picture of
Okay, I don't
people,
know.
like nobody was born. Okay, some
Yeah.
people were born into wealth, but nobody that become like were necessarily a millionaire from birth.
Okay.
If that makes sense, right? Now the idea is there is a time when like they could have stopped and they
Yes,
chose to
Ayo.
keep going. Like my thing is, and if you are ever like the thing is also the same way, like when people get to like there are new millionaires that are being born every day, right? They didn't stop, they just kept going. And that's why I said like the thing is if the idea of wanting, if the idea of being greedy is you have enough and you still want more, in that stage then I feel like there's greed in everybody. And I feel like most people generally we go for
But
greed
Ayo,
over hope.
that's not a fair statistical measurement because you are assuming that billionaires are a representation of the entire human race, which is not the case. There,
Not billionaires. I'm not even using billionaires. I'm using millionaires.
There
I'm
are
using
people
Kenny.
whose desire in life is to buy a small house in a village somewhere, live with their family, and mind their business, and
And I
they're
think,
okay. So
and I
greed
agree
is a
with
no.
you.
I agree with you
And I
that
agree
greed
with
is a
you.
human condition, but I don't think most of humanity ever gets to the point where they employ greed. That's where I disagree. I think a lot of humanity would never get to that point where they activate greed. Like it doesn't. Most people would never get there. Most people would never because when you to activate greed, like you're saying, you need to get to a point where you're like, oh, geez, I have enough, so I'm gonna keep amassing more. A lot of people will never have enough in the worlds that we live in. They will always have something that takes what they have away from them, and I mean this in a good way. Like, say for example, you start earning, I don't know, whatever dream salary you've got in your mind right now. You're like, oh, I'm gonna be earning this much. Then you end up with two kids, right? And those two kids, you're like, okay, they're going to listen, they're taking whatever it is that you think that was enough at that time and it was just you, that goes away. Then your parents get old, you need to look after them. Then you get old, you need to look after yourself. That, like, basically, you'll never get to the point where you activate greed to the level of a millionaire or a billionaire. So I don't agree that it's a good statistic.
I think that's no. I think you're missing. Okay, let me explain this in the best way I can. If you take 100 human beings and you place them in an ideal situation, right? And you give them $1,000,000 and they can live off that till the day they die, even if they have kids, even if they have a family, because you are placing them in remember, an ideal situation where that money will be enough, right? People, and you give them an option to keep aspiring for more money, to keep aspiring to make more money. I'm not saying 100% of them will go for more money, I'm saying that there is a fair chance to say 60 to 80% we keep
This
going
is
for more.
interesting.
And in that
Ayo,
situation,
Ayo.
be patient. In that
So,
situation, right? That
uh-huh.
situation, that is now where greed. That is now where what do you call it?
Okay,
That is now where I
so-
say humanity. When we're saying humanity, we are going for the larger percentage, not the
Don't go
not
too
the
far.
whole sum at the same time. Because the thing
We
is,
get you.
if a percentage of people agree to something, it will affect
Ayo.
the people at the bottom. Like the 20% that did not go for it will still be
I
affected
hear
by the
you.
decision of
So-
the 80. And also this whole thing, and this is why I laugh when I see people that are trying to sell people courses. I've never met a rich person that is trying to sell the course on how to become rich like me. Like, stop it. Like, Bill Gates is not there sitting down and lecturing people. How, like,
Did you see
that's
this
why.
guy? There's this guy on Twitter. I don't know if he's still there, but he used to be there when I was there. I think his name is Dr. Dicko or something, Nigerian guy. And he posted once.
We can hear you now.
Once he was like, "Do you have 500K that you want to turn into 10 million in 2 months? I can teach you." And someone responded with, "Don't worry, I will give you 600K. Just use the 100K to take care of yourself, and I'll be back in 2 months to collect 10 million." Yeah, you were gonna say something?
Like, it's such a stupid
Yeah,
concept.
So, Ayo, what I wanted to say is this: is I don't agree with you at all that if 100
Of
people
course, it's
in
okay.
in a room, 80% will want more.
Not
I
in a
think
room.
that's not the
Let
point.
him finish.
The point is that
I
for
was
me,
joking.
there will be more people who will waste that opportunity, and like in 1 year, some will even start saying, you know what, I'm going to get 1 million next year, and start leveraging on that and trying to borrow, and they'll just keep going down. I feel like
That
there are
is
more
still
people-
greed.
No, that's
The
not
idea of
greed.
wanting more, like,
No.
they're not content.
No, Ayo, it's not.
I get what
it's not
Biola
the
is saying. He's
content
not
thing.
describing greed.
It's a wastage
Yeah,
thing.
like
It's not
people
greed.
were just like,
It's not
"Oh,
greed.
I'm gonna get more money
Greed
next
is-
year,
greed
so
is-
why bother?"
Greed is they have
Can I
one,
ask
they
a
have
question,
1
right?
million. Greed is they still have, they've not lost it.
Yes.
They just want more. They are not. This one I'm saying, they are going to be losing it in 2 years. They would have sold their next 10 years, and they'll be back to penury. There are more people who that will happen to.
Can I say?
That's what I'm saying. That's
Okay,
not
can I
greed.
say this, ne? Can I say this, ne? That fine. Then take that 20%, because I promise you, not all of them will waste that money. The point here is that
No,
ne, the point here is that
of
ne,
course
be patient.
not now.
Be patient. And I will say this, ne? First things first. Even those people that are willing to waste that money, right? Are willing to waste that money. A percentage of them that waste it in the first year, that goes hungry for that rest of the year, will be like, what if I was giving more than that on that 1 million? How can I get more? And they think of two ways they can get it. Either they kill the person that they are. No, it's the truth now. Like, if you squander your money, and now, like, you, for the rest of that particular year, you can't make any more money, you are thinking of how you're going to make, like, you will commit something to make that more, like, to make ends meet. And by the way, that in itself is greed. Like, you wanting, because you know that this amount of money can be patient.
wait.
Biola, be patient. Biola, be patient.
What is your definition? Should I read the definition of greed to you? So that because again, if we have different definitions,
I understand what I understand what you are saying by greed. I'm saying that the minute you do not like okay, what is the opposite of greed?
What a question.
I guess.
I can look it up.
Contentment, I guess. I don't know. Contentment.
It's content, right? It's content, like the idea of being being what do you call it? Of being
Just
comfortable
because-
enough with what you have. The minute you stop being comfortable enough with what you have, you are what they call it, you are encroaching on a little bit of
Okay,
greed.
let me read out the meaning of.
I'm not saying that there are not other things involved
let me
in
read
it.
out the meaning of greed. Greed is an intense and selfish desire for something, especially wealth, power, or food. So, an intense and selfish. Selfish is underlined. This is from the Oxford Dictionary. For something, especially wealth, power, or food. Okay? So that's greed. Selfish and excessive. And then when you check
Yes.
greed, the antonym of greed, let's see. The antonym of greed is generosity, temperance, asceticism,
or giving.
Yeah.
Okay, true.
Yeah. So
So greed is taking
greed
how is to
yes,
give.
exactly.
Yeah.
So greed is
In fact, the definition I have here is excessive insatiable desire for more wealth, position, power, blah blah blah, than is needed. And I think that is very important. The people who are broke, they don't have anymore. Like they don't have, right? And so it's not like they have and they want more. They've lost it.
No.
But I think the
We have to
conclusion is-
understand where they are coming from. I think we have to understand where they are coming from, because that statement doesn't take because that statement doesn't take into account. Which, by the way, if you are going by that scenario of an 100, it does take into account that they had enough. Now, whichever way that they lost that enough and they now proceed to wanting more, they had enough to start with. That's not like Biola, like
I
don't
think you are
look like
You know what I think is-
I think you are shifting.
yeah, I think
the
what's
goalpost of the
missing in
definition.
your definitions
That's-
is the selfish aspect of greed, which suggests that your desire for more is at the expense of others. That's what the selfish aspect is. So, like when you are greedy, it's at the expense of other people. But when you are
other
seeking
people.
more, not at the expense of anyone else, probably through your own self-improvement or through conditions in the environment that do not necessarily, like, it's not you impacting other people negatively. It's not greed.
By the way, being selfish doesn't necessarily mean that you are impacting others, though. But anyways, that's a story for another day. But I do agree.
Anyway.
I do agree that
Yeah.
to some extent, what they call it, that's not doesn't always apply.
I think wanting more is not greed in of itself. Just in of itself. Greed has wanting more, but just wanting more in of itself is not.
I agree. It's not all. It doesn't. It's not all
Ayo,
fixed
you
brackets.
moved-
I
Ayo,
agree with that.
moved. Like you moved from Melville to a fancy.
That is not from. I
white
would love to
people
stay there.
neighborhood. Like what
No,
was that
it's not-
about?
First things first. It's not fancy. By the way, I'm paying less. So is it really greed if I'm paying less? Hey, is it greed if I'm paying less? Think about it.
Okay.
It's not greed though. It's like this is even less.
Anyway, I'm
Think
just
about it.
saying.
I moved down.
Anyway,
I
this
scaled
is for
down.
fun, guys.
Oh, please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. Oh, we need like and subscribes. We need money. It's greed if you think about it.
It's not greed.
It's not greed. I know it's not greed. It's not greed.